Today's Monday Boost is about protecting our mental health, and that's a topic that is very dear to me, as most of you who follow our account would already know. We all, especially those of you accessing this video via social media, use social media multiple times per day, to the point where it's an addiction for some people. If that's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning is to check your phone, and every second of downtime you reach for your phone or your tablet to go scroll through, whether it is Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. If you can't, sometimes you can't even catch yourself until you're in the moment. You're like, didn't I just say I was going to not scroll so much today, kind of thing. That's when you know that it's really more of an addiction at this point. But I'm highlighting that a lot of the content that we interact with have real live impact on our psychological well-being. Even if you're like me, who for the most part sees things but just keep scrolling when you're online, in other words, you don't necessarily interact much. So you're not one of those persons who responds to everything, probably may not even have a large following online. You don't like much, you don't share much outright. You will share it with the people around you if you do, but most of the thoughts and comments that you have about whatever it is you're seeing, you're keeping it in your head. So if you're like me in that regard, the reality is the content that you are consuming a lot of still has an impact on you. It really still does. If you pause for a second to think about it, each time you see something on your timeline, it leaves like an imprint. Just seeing it in that split second. If it's something that's funny, then it makes you feel good. You might chuckle out loud, or you might just have a smile on your face, or your spirit feels lifted. If it is something that is of a nature that you find disturbing, you find that your brow becomes furrowed. You probably don't even realize that you're doing it. Yes. Or your spirit suddenly feels heavy. If it is something that is utter nonsense in your estimation, you realize that you're feeling annoyed and frustrated, to the point sometimes where you will even close out the app that you were in to take a breather, or you will say it to somebody else who is around you, or you will call somebody to say, you won't believe what I just saw. Now, the truth is, you didn't comment or respond to the post that you saw. You didn't like it, you didn't share it, you didn't respond to it, but it left a mark on you. Now, what I'm saying is, if you find that much of your timeline on your social media accounts are filled with people and content that leaves you feeling drained or angry or sad or any other emotion that you don't want to feel, if that's how you feel most of the time, I encourage you to actually purge your timeline. That mute button is your friend. That unfollow button is your friend. That block button is also your friend. You get to curate your social media pages to be a space that suits your need.